Greetings to you from wherever you're watching us tonight. Thanks for joining us on the Friday edition of the show. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Well, today we will be talking about the World Athletics Championship. It wasn't what we expected. Team Nigeria didn't get the medal we hoped for. Came so close, but yet so far. We'll also talk about the English Premier League. It'll get our attention on the show. The Nigerian Premier Football League also will be in focus on the show. Our teams on the continent, talking about Continental football, will also get our attention. We'll highlight some of the things happening with Remo Stars, Rivers United, and all of those teams. That's the outlook of the show tonight. We bid you to sit back, relax, even as we take you on a trip across the running, spinning world of sports. It's a two-man show. You already know that. My colleague, Austin Okonakpan, suited and ready as we go along on this ride.
All the greetings to you, Yemi, and of course everyone joining us on the show tonight. This is the Friday that I wanted yesterday, Yemi. So finally, Friday is here, and thank God it's Friday, weekend of sporting action. Everywhere you turn, there's something going on in our world of sports. The English Premier League will be back, the Nigeria Premier Football League, the CAF Champions League, the CAF Confederation Cup, the World Athletics Championship. So much going on, even in our world of boxing. Look, I struggle to even keep up with the pace, but you know what? We'll try to do the best that we can to, educate, inform, and also entertain our viewers from all over the world. So, Yemi, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's go.
All right. Solo let some important things don't even get a mention. I'd always love to talk about Terence Crawford, but didn't get a chance. Maybe some other day we'll do that. But let me quickly introduce our guest in the Lagos studio. Olumide James Akombi joins us this lovely Friday evening. Olumide, once again, thank you for finding time to be with us on the show.
Yeah, good evening, Baby. Good evening, Austin. It's good to join you on the platform. Sports Tonight again.
All right, where do we start? Let's start from Tokyo. Austin, you were hyped up yesterday talking about Nathaniel, but it was so close yet so far.
Yeah, Yemi, look, I can't just stop saying well done to Ezekiel Nathaniel. I love the progress he has made. I love his growth. I admire it, and he has really improved as an athlete. Smashed the national record, en route the final, destroyed the 38-year-old record, got to the final, did his bit. He was going to be very, very tough. And while we were still celebrating Rai Benjamin for the win, we're forgetting that Ezekiel Nathaniel also defeated the world record holder, so it was a pretty good race for him. And there was also a bit of drama when the system first announced that Benjamin was disqualified because, look, he stumbled on the barrier right there, the 10th barrier, and so they were checking if it impeded Nathaniel's lane. But at the time they checked, when he got on the barrier, Nathaniel was still, far off, and they adjudged that no, there was no way it impeded with his lane, and so we were praying that, okay, disqualify Benjamin, and then Ezekiel Nathaniel will be upgraded. In fact, some persons are still reporting that Ezekiel Nathaniel won bronze, but next time they should not play with our intelligence like that. We don't like what we don't like. So if you're not going to disqualify the American, they don't talk about it. But shout out to Ezekiel Nathaniel. As I said, gave us a new national record for 7.11 seconds. I think he did his best. That's 400 meters final was just start. Pac dos Santos is world class. Right, Benjamin is the Olympic champion, and he's done it here again in Tokyo. And there was, a bit of pressure for Nathaniel Ezekiel. But I'm sure when Darius Esan joins us, he's going to give us more that we can talk about as regards the World Athletics Championship. So, Yemi, I'll let you run through the slide on the screen, you update our viewers, and then we'll bring in our guests to, give us more insight as regards what went down in Tokyo today.
All right, before I do just that, I think it's only fair that I allow Olumide to say something. I would like to ask, are you disappointed with Team Nigeria's performance? Were you expecting more than this?
I wasn't. I'll be honest. I remember last week I said they should prove me wrong because I wasn't expecting us to medal. But hey, there's a bronze, there's a silver, and of course Nathaniel finishing fourth. And not just finishing fourth, the record are there. And maybe these are. I think that for Toby, we know what she can do. So I'm not surprised that she got that. She's gone through a turbulent 2 years. There is a lot that has happened to her in the last 2 years. So getting this right now for her, that's some light for her at the end of the tunnel. But I think the only positive for me is Nathaniel. The build-up that we have seen, all he has been doing this year, the tournaments that he has
maybe Konyisola as well.
Oh, well, for me, I stay with Nathaniel. I stay with Nathaniel.
Okay. That's the point where we disagree. Let me go across and quickly talk about this. Again, Nathaniel, we were hoping that he would medal. I mean, just to give us something to smile about. But of course, again, Nathaniel smashes the national record in the men's 400 meters hurdles final at the Tokyo 2025 World Championships, clocking 47.11 seconds to finish in fourth place. It was a good performance for him, just didn't medal. All right, United States, Melissa Jefferson Wooden clocks 21.68 seconds to win the women's 200 meters gold, setting a world lead in that event. United States, Noah Lyles. A lot of people were waiting for him. Probably would have mocked him if he didn't win, because when he lost the 100 meters, it was sounding philosophical. But then he won this 19.52 seconds. Even in the heat, it was obvious he might likely win. And Tebogo, the African, came in fourth, ran the personal best, but didn't get it anywhere. Netherlands, Van Kubo clocks 51.54 seconds to win the women's 400 meters gold medal. All right, let's talk about the one that involved the Sige Natalia. All right, Benjamin clocks 46.52 seconds to win the men's 400 meters all those gold medal, also with the season's best performance. Portugal's Pedro Pichado wins the men's triple jump with a jump of 17.91 meters to win gold medal. These are the highlights of day 7 of the World Athletics Championship, and this is the medal table. Nigeria is tucked in somewhere that we got on the medals table, but let's look at the top 3. United States with 11 gold, 3 silver, 3 bronze, totally 17. Kenya, because of the long distance races, the events, coming in with 4 gold, 1 silver, and of course 2 bronze medals. And Canada coming in with 3 gold, no silver, no bronze, total of 3, making up the top 3. And our dear Nigeria, courtesy of Toby Amushan's valiant effort in events, 100 meters, all those 4 women, the silver she won places Nigeria in the 23rd position, getting that. And maybe I'll allow you, before our guest comes in, let me allow you to say something. You've said it about Toby, but our story is a story of endurance, perseverance, patience. Some will even argue that if she wasn't Nigerian, some of her travails, some of the things she's had to go through, probably she wouldn't have gone through all of that. She's rock solid. And I'm just hoping, like we hoped for Blessing of Kagbari, that those important wins will come at crucial moments as we begin to now probably look at the Olympics.
Yeah, this, like I said, I think this is good for her. You can build on this.
Good for her, good for us.
Good for her, for us. This is accidental for me because, again, I don't think that it's the preparation that
got us on the map.
Yes, this is, like you referenced now, this is a personal thing for her. Going out there and wanting to medal, and she was able to do this. And that's the way it is. When you look at the likes of Kenya that are second behind United States, it's about strength. You look at your athletes, what are you good at? You look at your nation, an identity, just focus on something, build it up, and then you can begin to do what the likes of Kenya are doing. For Toby, yeah, Olympics is coming. Like I said, she will build on this and just do for herself what she can do. For Nigeria, it has to be a collective effort. You need to bring everybody on board. You have to plan. You need structures and systems. We've always said this, but hey, I think we love the accidental thing. Just
wait for America to do the job, and we'll pick some of these athletes and see what happens. All right, let me use to Austin. We'll try our best not to make it doom and gloom, because I mean that's what it is. If we want to say the truth, there are positives that you could take for the athletes in their performance, as Olumide has said. But as a nation, I mean, we probably should just hold our hands, cover our heads in shame with the way we've handled a lot of these events, talking about preparation, organization, a whole lot of the issues. But then again, I said I don't want us to go down that road, because if you play back what we said 10 years ago,
that's right,
it's probably the same as what we are saying tonight. I made the mistake. I should have checked the clips of the show probably 10 years ago. I'm very sure I used the same words. I'm very sure. But then for the athletes, there are a few who punched above their weights, and it must be to their credit. But not to the Nigerian, not to the AFN or to the Nigerian government. No. But it's just happening.
It is, but unfortunately, our job as, as media people, we must continue to talk about it. These administrators, they will have no peace until they do the right thing, because everything rises and falls on leadership. And someday, somehow, if we get the right leadership, then we will add it to the talents that we have, and they'll start shining globally, because talent alone cannot do it. Let's bring in sports editor, renowned sports journalist. I call him world editor. Darius Esan joins us on the show. Egbon, let me start that way with you. Good evening. Welcome to Sports Tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. And I'm here in Lagos. I'm not abroad.
Okay, fantastic. I was very, you see, I just come with the location. So Darius Esan is in Lagos. Good to have you on the show. Let's begin with let's do an overview. What's your take so far, Team Nigeria's performance at the World Athletics Championship?
I think on the average, it's been pretty cool. That's for the athletes, really, because we got some performances that I didn't expect. Maybe for Konyeshola Ajayi, having done 9.92, I expected him to move further, and that's exactly what he did. Because you can't run 9.92 twice, once in the NCAA. When you run in the NCAA, people believe, oh, come and do it outside. And he came to Europe, he ran another 9.92. So that means that he was ready then, and he proved that he was actually ready. But the occasion was very big, so he couldn't live up to that occasion. Because if you run a 9.98, you're already in that medal zone. A repeat will have gotten him something. But, the final detention is different from the first round that he ran the 9.98. If you watch the semi-final, it wasn't 9.98. It's not like I cannot run 9.98 again. But by the time you get to that block, the tension will grip you. You look at the quality of opponent that you have, then the problem will start coming in. So he will learn from that, and he has given us the hope that we can think about something positive tomorrow. And I hope that we can, because we got exactly something close to this 4 years ago when in Okadeguke. I don't know if you remember him.
I know.
Yes, he was in the Olympics final 25 years after. He did the same thing, and we were talking the way we were talking, and we were talking like that then, the way we are talking now. We were talking like that then, that the future is bright, until this guy came along. So I just hope this time around, that bright future will continue to remain bright. Therefore, Nathaniel, let me confess, I never imagined.
Me too.
Between last year, let me say between last year, I never imagined that Nigeria could produce an athlete that will first of all run a 47, not to talk of getting close to a 46. He has done incredibly well.
That's right.
And I never expected him to get a medal, because when you do your palpitation, you base it on paper. and there were 4 athletes ahead of him. There were 4 athletes ahead of him. So for him to get a medal, 2 of those athletes will have to go. Yeah. And one of them was beaten. That's the world record holder. But it can happen. Because I remember in the semi-final, the commentator was saying, Warlord should have won that heat so that he could have gotten a good lane. Because when you are running among equals, the lane also matters. And he was running among equals. So he gave up. When he saw Benjamin 5 meters ahead, it was like, well, it's all over. Yeah, he gave up. So the championship has been very, for me, for the athletes, I think those with the kind of quality we expected, they showed that quality. Toby, for example, after running 12.24, I knew she was ready for the World Championship because that was her fastest pre-championship or pre-games. So I knew she was ready. And if not for that bad start, she would have set another world record. Yes. She would have set another world record. So generally, in terms of the athletes, I think they've done well. They have done well. But for the administrator, I think that's another story for another day.
We will still talk about it, but please help us provide clarity as regards what happened when Rai Benjamin stumbled on that 10th barrier, and the system, they were trying to have a look if it impeded with Nathaniel's lane. Did we have any case? You think we should have, protested that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The system was right to have done that. But naturally, you also protest. And so the US protested, and they look at the race again, and they saw that it didn't impede Ezekiel. So they let go. So I don't think it's an issue really. It happens because if there's any infraction, the first thing you have to do is to flag it. Just like when you think there is a false start, then at the end of the day they will find out that whether it's the machine that malfunctioned or something else. Then they give them a breaker. So that's exactly what happened.
The system was just trying to give us temporary joy. I didn't like that, But yeah, when we looked at it, it was actually far away for that. But
again, the way Benjamin ran, come on, it should have been something else. You just disqualify him like that. Because eating the hurdle wasn't his fault. It's part of the game, really. It's part of the game. A lot of hurdles will fall along the line. Yeah. So for me, it would have been hot and it would have been hard on him, really.
Yeah. All right. Let me just, thanks for joining us, Mr. Darius Esan. It's a pleasure having you with us on the show. But out of curiosity, I want to ask, a lot of people have said probably we probably should have taken a larger contingent. Some said so. And some are also saying, or should I be asking if you think there are 1 or 2 athletes that probably would have produced some of these performances, maybe not medal, but some of these performances that we are highlighting today that, could bring a bit of smile to our faces?
Okay, first of all, let me talk about the contingent. In World Championship, you don't talk about large contingent because it's about qualification. If you don't qualify, you cannot go. Yes, a few athletes qualified and did not go. They would have done something extraordinary. Maybe 2 of them will have shown the kind of promise, not the kind of promise Ezekiel showed, maybe the kind of promise Continental showed. Tima God bless, for example, in the 100 meters, running a 10.91 in the course of the season. One will like, let me see what she can do. Can she rise up to the occasion like Continental did? Then the girl, the 400 meters girl, Ella, I'm not very well. I hope I got that score correctly. Ella, let me just stick to Ella. Ella, at least she's done a 50 this year. You're thinking maybe, is it possible for her to now go under 50? Those are the kind of, not to win a medal really, because you have to know step by step. At least getting under 50 will have been something spectacular. So for me, those are the 2 athletes that, okay, maybe the third one, the high jumper, but unfortunately, these athletes, at least I know of 2 of them that couldn't come because of the new visa stuff in the US, that if you go, you may not come back. So that was actually why they didn't go. It wasn't as if they were dropped. They were not dropped. They couldn't go because they had visa issues. And I remember Ella was asking AFN to book an appointment with the Japanese American embassy in Japan. They couldn't do it on time. And this is where seriousness, this is where leadership comes in. Because I got to know that there is I'm not a visa expert, but I think, is it a Q1 or whatever, sir, that you can get 10 years, but you have to pay like $1,000. For me, if you value our athletes, how much is $10,000? After all, we took a lot of people there that are not supposed to be there. What they spent on them will be more than that 10,000 per head. So why not get that kind of visa for them? Because you know this reciprocity stuff that they were talking about. If you want to get visa now, they give you 3 months. They give us after 3 months. That means they have to go back again. So already a lot of them are scared. But you can get that Q1 or whatever visa for them. That's 10 years, and it's 10,000 per one. Nigeria should be able to do that for our athletes.
Yeah, we've been through all this before. I'm glad you've touched on leadership. I wanted to let you go, but we'll keep you because we'll go on this break. When we come back, we'll talk about the leadership of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. Are they the ones killing athletics in the country? Darius Esan will tell us. Don't go anywhere. Stay.
All right, so we're back. Of course, we're still with, Darius Esan, editor, Complete Sports. And I'm just going to ask this. I'm very sure Austin has a question to ask, but let me just throw this in before you get to answer Austin's question. And my worry, and I'm very sure if you ask any Nigerian, it looks like we are stuck. Now, the question will be, are there things that we could do that could, without really blaming everything on the administrators, is there anything that could be done that could maybe give us a bit of a reprieve? Because if we start talking about the administrators, we'll spend the whole show, we'll still be talking. But I've seen countless number of these events, and we come back with the solitary silver or bronze, this. So is there anything that could be done, since we are highlighting some of the good things that these athletes have done? Are there other things, aside giving the administrators the knocks that they deserve, are there things that could be done?
What could be done, I think, is actually with the athletes. But unfortunately, that's where the administrators also come in, because first of all, athletics is an individual event. So it depends on how disciplined the athletes are. Ogazi, for example, maybe that's the name I didn't mention. That's another athlete that could have done wonders at this championship if he was serious. So if you are looking at Nigeria producing more, because we have a few that, if they are there, like this Ogazi that I'm talking about, and if we are not allowed Ophili to go, those two will have given us something to talk about, like Ezekiel. But unfortunately, Ophili is serious, that's why he's going. But Ogazi was not serious before the championship. He came into the national trials, this is somebody who ran 44-3 to win the NCAA. And it was like he was only preparing for the NCAA title. Fine, you're thinking about Nigeria, they're not doing this to you, they're not doing this for you, they're not doing that. What is important is that this is an individual event.
Yeah.
If you want to take it as a career, you have to be serious on your own. And that is what Ezekiel has shown us. Ezekiel has shown us that, yes, he can get to wherever he wants to get to, but he has to be disciplined. Like I used to say, you cannot eat your cake and have it in sports. You cannot. You have to be disciplined. Something will have to give. But the man was not serious. I was expecting him to run a 43 this year, and that would have given him a medal. That would have given him a medal. So these Botswana guys that we have seen now, it could have been in Nigeria. So we have pockets of them like that, that on their own will have given us something. So that's the only bad side there. So if you can get people like Ezekiel who are serious like Ezekiel, then we'll continue to get some medals. Let me tell you where the problem really is. By the time we get to the Commonwealth Games and we win like 10 gold medals, we start shouting, we are the best. We go to African Games, we are the best. When we know that we are actually not the best.
True.
We'll go to the next African Games now. We'll beat Kenya in athletics. We'll beat Botswana in athletics. We'll beat South Africa in athletics. We'll start shouting, we are giant of Africa. We are not giant of anything. We are not. Because those countries, they don't send this quality of athletes to the African Games.
That's right. That's right. Because for them, it's not win at all costs. They will send the ones that they are grooming to come and compete with us while they condition their main ones for the main competition.
It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. In 2015, let me tell you this story. I can't remember the airport now, whether it was in Dubai. I know Ellen Obiri was there. I can't remember the second athlete. Maybe she has retired. I was like, oh, when are you guys going to Congo? So, no, we're not going to Congo. That they selected a different team. They were coming from Beijing then after the World Championship. Yeah. They selected a different team that would go to Congo. And do you know what happened in Beijing? Kenya was the best country in the world in 2015. 9 gold medals. That same year, we beat Kenya in Congo, and we started shouting we are the best.
Editor, you were calling, some prospects, for the country. I was waiting to hear Udodi Oruziruke. What do you think about him?
He has been playing with injury, I think for over a year now. But for me, it's a miracle that he's back, really. And if you look at what he was doing in the circuit, he wasn't really running well. So I didn't expect anything from him. Because you can't be running 21 or 22. Even that 21, he ran it once. You can't be running 22 and expect to get to the final, not to even talk about getting to the podium. But what he has shown is just like Ezekiel. What he has shown is that he has the potential. He has the talent. Because just 2 years ago, 2 years ago, he was on top of the world. He won the NCAA. He broke 20 seconds twice. 1976, that's 19.76, and 1984 to win the title. So that
should give promise at the Commonwealth Games in Birmingham. Yeah.
So watch out for him next year. Watch out for him next year.
We'll see. That's if the leadership of the Athletics Federation will do the right things and don't allow, some of the problems that we always see when we go to big competitions to occur.
I think for someone, Austin, I think for somebody like Udodi, he won't be waiting for AFL. The kind of orientation is hard. You can't be waiting for AFL. Just like Ezekiel didn't wait for AFL. Just like Toby didn't wait for AFL. So he can't. It's only people, athletes like Samuel Ogani that will be waiting for AFL because it's not serious.
We'll see. This AFN, they've been in the radar for quite some time, and questions brought in around incompetence, not showing effective leadership. Is that part of the reason why athletics in Nigeria is struggling?
Yes. In fact, the main reason. Then they now introducing discipline into the team. Ooh. I think that came into the team in the late 2000s. I don't know if you read Innocent Ibunike's report, 2012 Olympics report. He laid bare everything. When athletes will be telling coaches, if you sanction me, I'll go and report to the president or whoever up there. And that was the beginning. And it started with Blessing Okabari. When they started giving up prevention treatment, you know the story. And that was the beginning of indiscipline. Now they are now saying that the athletes are not disciplined. And I was laughing. It's what you sow, you reap. They sowed it and they are reaping.
I know. Unfortunately, we have to let you go now because this route we want to enter, you and I know we were not going to end. Darius Esan, thank you so much for your time on the show. And in our time, we'll see Nigeria athletics shine again. Thank you.
Amen. Ezekiel has given us hope, so we can get it there.
Oh, wait. Thanks so much. So that's Complete Sports Editor Darius Esan speaking to us on the show. And he was as blunt as I want him to be, because this is the way we should be speaking if we want to change athletics in Nigeria. Olumide, do you agree with everything he talked about?
Well, he said a lot of things, but I don't think I agree with the part of the discipline. Because it sounds like some of these athletes they are not doing enough. Now, the way structures and systems work, it doesn't start with the people down there. It starts from the top, and then it flows all the way down. So if there is indiscipline among the athletes, that means it's there at the top also.
All right.
I don't agree with that.
I'm very sure probably we didn't want to open the can of worms. Probably we'll be hearing a lot of things. But let's talk about the ones that got their countries to where their countries wanted to be. Athletes who brought smiles on the faces of athletics fans. Noah Lyles, for instance. You had Melissa Jefferson. Some of them winners in today's. And Rai Benjamin, the guy who won the event that featured our own Nathaniel Ezekiel. Let's take some reactions. We'll come back to talk some more. What's tonight?
I wanted it pretty bad. I'd say that. One, because I didn't win the 100, so the 200 definitely had to be made. And then two, I wanted to rewrite a memory here in Tokyo that, in my opinion, just wasn't as good as it could be, you know? And it wasn't because of the color of the medal. It was more because of the state of my mindset, not having the crowd. Gosh, it's just such a blessing to have everybody come out here and you could just feel the energy. It's everything you could ever want from a crowd.
It was very special. Obviously, coming into the World Championships, I knew that there was a high chance for me to be able to complete the double. You know, it was an amazing field tonight. You know, just being able to see the goals that I set out for myself. Obviously, they're not out of reach, but it's just a matter of me still, you know, working towards those things. And so I'm happy with what I ran tonight. It's not like I'm disappointed or anything. I came away with a gold medal in a big PB, so I don't have nothing to complain about.
Man, crazy race. I knew I had to set it up coming through 4 and running my butt off coming home. But anyone who runs the 400 hurdles knows, like, when you're coming home that fast, the lactic and the fatigue sets in. So that's why, you know, hurdle 10 was like that, and I, you know, tried my best to stay upright and run home. So thankfully I gave myself enough cushion to make that mistake, because if not, those boys were running really hard to come get me. What's a world championship without a little bit of drama? So I think it kind of adds to the storyline. This being my first individual gold medal here at a world championship, so pretty happy about that.
Sure, I mean, it's a different season than other seasons. Not only I skipped indoors, but also with the tournament being so late, so I really had to stay patient, and I'm really proud of my team for making it like this, to be able to put on my best race when I need to be at the World Championships, and to do it after 2 rounds, I'm really proud.
I am very happy. For me, it's good. 2 gold medals in World Championships, so I am very happy for my team, for my family. It's good.
All right, all the winners there: Fam Cabal, Melissa Jefferson Wooden, Noah Lyles, and of course, I'm particularly happy for Rai Benjamin. The only thing missing in his trophy cabinet is his world champs, and now he can go and sleep. I mean, he's won the Olympics, won the others, but the only thing missing is what he has won. All right, guys, let's move on now. We spent a few minutes we have left to talk about things happening on the continent as well as the domestic league. Then we'll see what we can do for the English Premier League. I'm just quickly going to go across to start with the CAF Champions League preliminary round. And of course, Rivers United. I don't know. Some of our friends have said they're not particularly worried about the preliminary round of the CAF Champions League, the CAF Confederation Cup. They're more worried about what's going to happen in that final qualifying round when you meet the big guns. So Rivers United up against Lions de Congo. Game we play tomorrow. Let's also see the other fixtures involving Nigerian teams. Zilmaju is beginning to become a regular customer for Nigerian teams. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. They're up against Remo Stars. That game will be played on Sunday. Both matches are in the CAF Champions League. 2 hurdles to cross before they get into the money spinning stage. Then we look at the CAF Confederation Cup. Abia Warriors up against Joliba, another team that is becoming a customer sort of for Nigerian teams. Ashanti Kotoko will be up against Kwara United, a team with a lot of pedigree in African football. Ashanti Kotoko up against Kwara United. We'll see what happens in that one. Olumide, I want you to wrap this up for us in a minute. I told one of my friends, I said, I'm hoping that at the group stage, it will be 2-2 for the CAF Champions League for Nigeria, 2-2 CAF Confederation Cup for Nigeria. Do you see that happening? Or what combinations are you looking at?
It's going to be difficult, Yemi. It's going to be difficult. You look at the route for Remo Stars, for example. They go all the way, and there is one Mamelodi Sundowns
waiting
somewhere.
It's painful. Painful.
And you can't tell how the game will go. But maybe we'll start. Let's just start.
Win this first.
Win this ones first. And I think for Remo, it's easy. They play in Abeokuta. That team don't have a pitch, so they are going to stay and play the second leg there. So automatically, I think that for Remo Stars, they are gone. Rivers should be able to make it. I can't tell of Kwara and Abia Warriors. I know Ashanti Kotoko, like you have said, that's a team with pedigree in African football. they play well. They have good team. Kwara United are, I mean, you can say they are minnows where Ashanti Kotoko is. So,
but they have good support from the government, it must be said.
Well, they have that, but these things don't play football on the pitch. You have to go there and perform. You have to make your chances count.
All right.
You have to turn out a good shape. And if they can do that, maybe they stand a chance. But for me, if you ask me, I'm only looking at the CAF Champions League. For the CAF Confederations Cup, I doubt if they will be able to make it.
All right. Let's go quickly to the Nigeria Premier Football League. I'm very sure Austin will talk about these things when we have the results. We're pressed for time. Let's see how far we can quickly go with. So let's see match day 5 fixtures on Sunday. 3SC will be up against Kun Khalifa. Bayelsa United will be up against Nasarawa United. Rangers International will take on Carlo Pilas. Easily pick of the bunch for me right there. Eibar will take on Medal Insurance. Another game that should get us talking. Niger Tornadoes up against Ikorodu City. El Kanami Warriors up against Warri Wolves. These are the fixtures. And of course, the teams that are on the continent definitely will not be in action. Asina United will take on Wiki Tourist. That game is on Monday. Austin, do a wrap for us this game. Some tantalizing fixtures already. I've picked out 2 that I would love to see. But then again, we're spot for choices.
I'm sure you're looking forward to your 3SC playing Kun Khalifa, and hopefully they are going to get their first win of the season because they are really struggling after 4 matches, no win for the Oluyole Warriors. So that one definitely will get fans in Ibadan pumped up. Kun Khalifa, newly promoted side, they did just enough to win their first game of the season on match day 4. Let's see if they can stop Shooting Stars right there in Ibadan. Bayelsa United, luckily for them, they're playing another round of game at home. They lost match day 4 to Eimba. They will be hoping to bounce back against Nasarawa United, who did just enough to win their game on match day 4. It means 2 wins and 2 wins from 4 matches for the solid Miners. A big game. I was looking forward to, but it's not going to happen because Remo Stars, of course, they are busy on the continent. That game has been postponed. Rangers, Abia Warriors, and Oreta Derby. That game has also been postponed because Abia Warriors busy on the continent. So for me, I mean, it's practically about that. But I think El Kanemi Warriors, Warri Wolves should be one good game also that we can look forward to and talk about. El Kanemi didn't win their last game, and let's see if they can bounce back against Warri Wolves, who also dropped 2 points at home. So those ones should definitely get us talking. It's still early days. It's March, but with the Nigeria Premier Football, you don't blink, because if you blink, you start asking questions. Eimba, for instance, did just enough to go away from home to win, and that shot them to the top of the table. So it's important to start getting those early wins now, Yemi.
Yeah, very, very important. Let's travel abroad and go join Austin where he is right now. That's in the United Kingdom. The English Premier League fixtures for this weekend. Interesting fixtures thrown up in the English Premier League. Liverpool, Merseyside Derby, Liverpool and Everton. Surely this will get us talking. Brighton will take on Tottenham. Former Brighton coach, now coach of Tottenham, Thomas Frank. Burnley will take on Nottingham Forest. West Ham will take on Crystal Palace. So these are the games for Saturday. Other fixtures, you would see some interesting fixtures in the English Premier League. Let's see if we can quickly flip over. Wolverhampton Wanderers will take on Leeds United. Manchester United will take on Chelsea. Some years down the line, this will have been it for all the fans. But these 2 teams, not where they used to be. Fulham will take on Brentford. That also will get some people talking. Bournemouth will take on Newcastle United. Sunderland will take on Aston Villa. Arsenal will take on Manchester City. These days, these are the ones you call the contenders these days. Olumide, quickly, we're pressed for time. If you could do a wrap, what are you expecting?
Yeah, Arsenal, Manchester City. We saw what City has done. We saw what they did to United the last time. You can say United are not, they are on a rough patch, but hey, sometimes you have to just beat what is in front of you, and you have to do it well. You have to make statements, and that's what they did. Folding Haaland, and Haaland has continued that trajectory. International break, got a couple of goals. He scored goals. We saw what he did to Napoli yesterday. So I want to see how the Arsenal defense, how they get to handle the likes of Foden and Haaland. Because I think that right now, these two guys have brought back that spark that has been missing. That integration, that consistency that you want to see in performance. You just need one or two players to carry the rest. And I think that these two players have picked up the baton. And I'm interested in that game. Yes, Chelsea, Man U, yeah. I need to see how they both respond to their losses. Chelsea lost against Bayern. United lost against City. Now, these are two teams that are coming to play this game. I want to see how they shape up, how the mentality of the team, where they are. And lastly, I must talk about the Merseyside derby. I know a lot of people would ask questions, what do you want to see in the Merseyside derby? Liverpool have shown that they can be leaky at the back. You see them go to the end of games to now win it. They are playing a side that is very disciplined. They are shaped, they are difficult to break down. And so I want to see how that Liverpool side get to handle a side like Everton that can score a goal, because we've seen a couple of players, and on top of that, you put Grealish there.
All right, we'll see what happens with that. I was hoping we're going to be able to listen to the managers, but we're pressed for time.
Wow.
And Austin has a thing or two to say as well. I'm interested in the Merseyside derby. I want to see what happens in that one. Chelsea, Manchester United also is a game I'd love to see. Then, of course, Arsenal and Manchester City. Some question marks on the player combinations for Arsenal. That's the things the fans have been talking about. So we'll see what happens. But your thoughts as we prepare to wrap up the show?
I mean, with Super Sunday, Manchester City, Arsenal, that one all day would get people talking, but there's a different spirit that controls the Merseyside derby. I know we've got a minute or two, so let's listen to Arne Slot speaking ahead of that game against Everton, and we'll wrap up the show.
Good team. Indeed, there is rivalry, but what I also liked, and I want to emphasize in this moment maybe on that as well, what they did when Diogo passed away, coming to Anfield, and be there. I think was the captain, and a few, and of course they showed their respect on sports director to sports director and all these kind of things. So. In these moments of times, it's so nice to see that in those tragedies, the rivalry is still there, but the respect towards both is also there. So yeah, looking forward to the game tomorrow, because it's every Anfield game is special, but this derby is even more special.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. Liverpool, they have a clean record in their last 5 matches. Everton, 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. Not bad, pretty decent. And as I said, with the Merseyside derby, there's just different things that controls it, particularly when it's early kickoff again. So we'll wait to see what will come out of that one. Chelsea, Manchester United, that was trying to call it Super Saturday. Someone told me, what is super when it's Manchester United in it? I say, ouch, that hurts. But on Sunday, definitely, Manchester City, Arsenal will get us talking. Which of the games are you looking forward to? That's the show in London. I'm Austin Okonakpan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.
All right, now we can talk about the weekend. Also, was so eager to talk about it yesterday. It's a wrap here, but I want to thank Olumide, James Akombi, for his time on the show.
Pleasure.
All right, now you can go on and enjoy your weekend. You see us again next week. I'm Imad Bye. Bye-bye now.
An attempt to power through here. The goalkeeper makes the cardinal mistake of getting out of the goal area. Here is a shot. It's in the net.
Nigeria's dismal outing at the just concluded African Nations Championship is still causing ripples among football fans. The team's defensive frailties got exposed at the tournament, and their inability to create goal-scoring opportunities was evident. Nigeria has had inconsistent performances at the African Nations Championships, finishing 3rd in 2014 and runners-up in 2018, but also failing to qualify on several occasions. Many question whether the Nigeria Premier Football League is producing players of sufficient quality to compete at this level, and if Eric Shell was the right man to lead the team to the tournament.
Yeah, I think I will narrow it down to lack of preparation.
Other African countries have gone up. They are even doing better than us. even a Sudanese coach will even say that Nigerian team was not even coached well after the match. There's nothing wrong with Nigerian team.
They are not playing because this is Nigeria. They are playing because they are playing for themselves. So they don't really love the league. They don't love the country. They want to play for their own name.
In spite of the criticism, the Super Eagles coach insists the best players were picked from the league to represent Nigeria in the tournament.
I need to bring some player who can play with my philosophy. But the reality for me, actually, we are the best player in the league. Maybe one or two guys deserve to be in this team, but this is the reality.
Football enthusiasts are certain the struggles of the Chan Eagles are a reflection of deeper issues within Nigerian football.
I have this saying, it's natural to make mistake, but it's foolish to repeat the same mistake. We shouldn't expect to have a better result if we are doing the same thing over and over and over. We have to change. We just have to find a way to change.
Chance that they want to take for a shot.
So if we are to use that, the performance of the team to judge the Premier League without looking at other indices, I would say we are not being fair. We have to look at it holistic.
Nevertheless, prominent figures within the Nigerian football ecosystem believe there have been improvements in the Nigeria Premier Football League.
In terms of balance, that is competitive balance, you can see that the league was highly fought for, and the fairness, level playing ground for all.
Officiating is getting much better. Nigerian referees are being recognized in Africa. This is the bedrock of football, the league, and that is what can make a country have respect in terms of international football.
Nigeria's poor performance serves as a stark reminder that a strong national team is built on the foundation of robust and competitive domestic leagues, which ultimately feeds team selection for the African Nations Championship.